We are at it. So yeah, I'm just using the very thin profiles. This is, so Kathy, I don't know if you're aware, we have two different types of well, we have glue, we have foam dots, but we also have foam tape. Now in the foam tape and in the foam dots, we have two different height. So we have the really, really thin one, which is like about a millimetre or something high, and that comes in two widths, right? So we have the thin width one and we have the wider one. But then we have, so that's called thin 3D foam tape. But then we have 3D foam tape. And I have a heap of like end of rolls here pretty much. And you can see that this is thicker. So it's the same width. Yeah. Okay, just show you, same width. Oh, the camera's not focusing very well on that. Whoops. But it's only half the dimension, like the height, all right? So I'm using the thin 3D foam tape tonight on this project anyway, in the narrow width one. Has that completely confused you there, Kathy?
No, I'm with you there.
Yep, you're following along with that idea. Okay, I should have put, sometimes I can get this foam tape off, which I just did. And I'm just going to move that up a little. Still have cut it too long. And I'm just going to fill that gap up the end. Now, normally I'd put my reindeer on first, but for some reason I've gone straight for the sentiment and I've decided to put the sentiment on. So I'm just centering that down the bottom. And then with my wider thin 3D foam tape, I'm going to use that. Well, no, I could use either. So the narrow one might be good for the reindeer, but I'm just going to cut little pieces because no matter what, I've still got to cut something down to fit these narrow spots. And some of them I can use thicker pieces or wider strips, so that's all good. So, okay, and a little bit more. I think he needs a piece here. I got little Austin to sleep twice while he was here.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, the first time, what happened the first time? He didn't stay asleep very long the first time. I'm trying to think how I got him to sleep the first time, because I didn't have the magic, you know, the magic booby to put him to sleep with like my daughter does. Didn't have that. But I think he seems to do quite well if I put a throw, like a little bunny rug or something over him, to just because he's so inquisitive at the moment. So I just, and then the second time he went to sleep, I had a baby carrier. Like I've kept one here. It's just it's like a over the shoulder it comes across you diagonally. It's like a big circle, and it just goes across the front of you, and it's sort of got this opening at the front where the baby actually sits down in it. It's a very, very, very basic sort of older style baby carrier, and I put him in that to go outside, and he didn't like the sunlight, and he's not meant to be in the sunlight. Oh, just with this reindeer, you can make your reindeer look like a springbok and put him like up like this, you know, or you can just put him, you can do whatever you want. Now, I have actually stamped him in charcoal, but the original one I did in black. So I just, for you guys and for me doing it this time round, I've done it with the charcoal, just for something a little bit different. And the sentiment, the Merry Christmas sentiment, I also did that in charcoal. So yes, I went outside with Austin in the baby carrier, and he didn't like the sunlight, and with his these skin problems and this vitamin B3 deficiency that he has, they don't want him to be in much sunlight. That may change once his levels come up, but basically I walked out there with him in the sling. I got a few things off the clothesline. I walked back inside. He was asleep before I even got back inside.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
he was getting a little bit grizzly. But did I say he started drinking out of a sippy cup? He's drinking water out of a sippy cup already. I couldn't believe it. I think he's 7 months old, just gone 7 months old, and I'm thinking, my kids didn't do that.
No, he's holding it by himself.
He's not holding it. He can grasp it with his one hand, or we can grasp it sort of with two hands, but he's not holding on to it. No,
Holding it himself. Yeah, yeah.
no, not total control. He's definitely picking things up and holding on to things, but not the sippy cup. But he's actually sucking out of the sippy cup. He's only been doing it a short while, and he's having puree off a spoon. But obviously, we've got to feed it to him. But I don't remember my kids sucking out of a sippy cup at 7 months, but I'm sure they didn't. I need to go and dig out the baby books and see. Yeah. Okay, so we're up to the bling. Oh, I'm talking away. But the bling and the twine, the silver embellishing thread, I just round that around 3 fingers. I just grabbed it in the middle. I think I gave it a bit of a twist. Not too much of a twist because it then gets twisted. I'll start again.
Well, I got a reindeer, 2 presents, and some string, but I don't appear to have had the funny things or your bling.
It was inside your card with. You should have them, Val. They should be there.
Okay.
Because they're all measured out. So they might be in the back of the envelope, perhaps.
Oh, I'll have a look.
All right. I've obviously done this different to how I did it. I worked out that if I did it a certain way, oh, that's it there. That's it. So I've done my twine so that I've got 2 loops at either end, and I've got just some tails. I'm being really fussy, aren't I? Don't need to worry too much. But so glue dots, and I have my little piercing tool or the end of your scissors, whatever you want. So I'm just using the micro glue dot's going to be better for this actually. I'm just looking at the size. I think what I did was I rolled it in it. That's what I did. So I rolled the glue dot around the twine so that it became just a little sausage around the twine. And that held it really well. Except now I've got my fingers in the way, haven't I? And then I stuck that on, and then I stuck my clear little sparkle over the top.
I did get 1 clear sparkle.
Well, you should have them definitely, because the way I do them is I count them out in piles. So I put all the little bling in a pile, and I put all the little reindeers in a pile, and then I go through and make up all the kits. So they should be there. There should be 3 of them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I thought I didn't have mine either, Val, but they're just blended in with the table, the colour of the table. And then I
Yeah.
yeah. They're sort
There's
of a bit
definitely,
tricky.
you've definitely got them somewhere because the exact number are missing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter
Because
anyway.
I've got 6 sets missing, and that's exactly what I should have missing, basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Actually, yeah, there could even be more than that missing. All right, so that's my spare ones, presents. And the 3 little, just arrange these in a bit of a triangle, as we always say, bit of a visual triangle. I'm going to put one down here, one up there. These have got a hole in the middle. I'm trying to pick them up with my piercing tool. Bit of a lopsided triangle always looks better than a equal lateral triangle or something. Bit of a lopsided triangle. And voila, our first card is done.
Very
Took a little
pretty.
while to get to that, but we are there. Alrighty, so I have my other one, my prototype one, and my new one, and an envelope, and my spare pieces, which,
That's lovely.
thank you, I'm glad you like it. I thought it was super sweet. This was an idea from another consultant. I don't know if I changed it, I can't remember, but I made up the original, my first one last month. So yeah, maybe I haven't got a, maybe I had, I'll just put all my bits inside so I don't lose them. So there's your first one. Okay. And then we'll go on to, we'll skip Santa. We'll skip Santa and come back to Santa. Santa on his beach towel. What's this one? We'll go to this one. So this is our stamp of the month. Oh, I should have said this is the stamp set that the reindeer came from, and the Merry Christmas and the presents. And the stars were stamped in the background. I did show you that, didn't I? Or, no, that's got, no, I didn't show you that. I showed you the other one. It's also got stars in it. But yeah, that's where the little stamp, the stars were from that I've stamped in the background. I did that with the Pebble ink. So that's the Jingle Joy card making stamp and thin cut set. All right, so this one is using the December stamp of the month. So with a qualifying order, you can have this set for just $9, or as a VIP, our VIPs, when they place their order, they can get it for free. So I've used the Bluebell ink. Sorry, no, I haven't. I've used the Sapphire ink to stamp the beautiful roses. And I did the Silver Embossing with the Versamark for the sentiment taken out of this set. Be your own kind of beautiful.
Looks good.
So, yeah. So I think this might have been, this is an idea I saw that a consultant had done, but I have actually changed it quite a bit. It's essentially, no, pretty much the same look, but I've done it different colours. I've also, where's my finished one? Under here. So that's the finish. That's how we're going to have it looking. But yes, I changed up the colours. I changed up the colours. Yeah, I did things a little bit different to how she had them. And I was happy with my version. Okay. Don't forget to use your bone folder to burnish those. I found when I was rushing the other day, I was making some cards, and the cards, I was folding them in half, and they weren't, I wasn't being careful, and they weren't meeting up on the corners. So when you do fold them in half, just make sure you do line those outer edges down, and then nice and square, and then burnish it along the fold. But I was just being a little bit fast. Actually, I think this is the first piece we'll put down. I'm not sure. I don't think it greatly matters, but I have left a little gap on the right hand side and the top and bottom of the bluebell. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see that? So on the right, I've got like a 1/8 of an inch, and then the same on the top and the bottom. Then what I did is put down the sapphire. Now the sapphire is actually, what length did I do that? Yes, I've done that the same length as the bluebell underneath. But then you've got a gap there, but we're going to put the shimmer trim over the top. Now you can put the shimmer trim to the right, or you can position it wherever you want. Basically, now the shimmer trim has this tricky backing on it. I haven't got any nails at the moment. I broke my thumbnails.
Oh, no good.
It tore, and today, one tore, and I had to do some first aid on it, so it's really short. Oh my goodness. I know there are tricks to getting this off, and
your little scissors, I found very good for doing that at the end of that.
yeah, I normally use my scissors. I don't think I've got enough fingernail. Normally I can get my fingernail in between, but sometimes you just got to bend it backwards and forwards until it separates. That's the biggest thing. Here we go. I've bent it back a little bit, backwards enough and forwards enough to separate it. So when you're doing the shimmer trim, I may have given you slightly more, and probably I should have said to not stick it to your card base until, so the shimmer trim, my shimmer trim is a little short. Now, how did I manage that one? I hope yours isn't short. Mine's a little short. So mine looks like I've measured it.
Oh, yeah, mine's a bit short as well.
So measure it, so position it, center it basically. So have the same gap top and bottom. And I've just torn mine.
Unless I cut it the same length as what about cutting it the same length as this card with the flowers on it?
Yeah, you can, or you can have it slightly over the ends and just have the same amount overlapping at the top as the bottom. I've got a tiny bit overhanging at the bottom, so I can actually, maybe if it's not stuck down too much, I can actually get my scissors and just snip that tiny bit off, and there you go. You wouldn't know it. Except that I tore the top of the white daisy with the roses on it.
Oh, maybe I'll have to help the glitter.
Yes, so what I will easily do with this is, if I can find my other pieces. Now, the other thing, I haven't put in this set any bling, but you could put, to bling it up, you can certainly add some silver twine or no twine, or you could just put a couple of gems on there. So see, I've put on my original, I put some gems, and I did use some silver twine. Okay, so you could do something like that from your stash, but it looks perfectly fine without it. But if you just want to, if you're giving it to someone special, you just want to bling it up a little bit. I'm just going to bring my little Fisker mini trimmer in and trim down this bracket. Now, when you cut this bracket off, you can use this offcut and definitely use that on another card or a scrapbooking page. So it's been stamped over to the left so that you're only meant to be using a part of it, right? You're not meant to be using the whole thing. And then I've used some foam tape. I've used the thin 3D foam tape, the same as what I used on the previous card. and put a little bit of that just to give it a little bit of elevation, because if you are posting things, we don't want to be attracting any more postage or a fine for having them too high, too thick. I'm not sure if I haven't actually done that exercise. I should actually ask at the post office, but I know the American consultants are always talking about when their cards go through the sorting machines, they quite often get damaged if they're not protected well. So if they're a bit thicker and things, I don't know that we have that problem here, but not for a card. But if you are sending a really fancy card with lots of bling through the mail and dimension, you probably should put a protective layer over it, like a piece of cardstock or some, even a piece of foam or bubble wrap, even depending on how fancy the card is. You could even go to bubble wrap. All right, so that card is just so pretty as it is without anything extra. It's understated, it's elegant, and that little bit of silver embossing makes it look really professional. So another quick card, very, very, quick and straightforward. Do you like that one, girls?
Beautiful.
So
that took me all that time just to get the tape off the back of that thing. I've just managed to get it.
So when you own a roll of tape, I highly recommend, your shimmer trim. So we've got, I don't know, I'm taking a guess, about 8 colours in our range at the moment. So this is the bluebell that you've used on that card. But what I normally do is I leave an extra piece at the end. But because I'm measuring and cutting pieces for you girls, I've got to cut it off. But when I'm using it at home for myself, I always use a bit of that backing as an overhang. Yeah. I've thrown the backing in the bin, but what I could do is get the backing, that clear backing. I could actually, if I wanted to be bothered, I could actually just shove a little bit in here between to help me next time. But you know what? Swings and roundabouts, whether I do it now or later.
Yeah.
I cut an extra one too. I miscounted. So I had one left over when I did everyone's kits. And I always, checked it and it was all good. All right. So we are 2 down. And I haven't had a message come up, so we must be going okay for time. Card 3. Before I go on to card 3, I want to quickly, if I can find it, what I want to show you. So we've got Seasons in Motion. I just want to quickly show you this animated. This is the animated seasonal set. So we had the animated set with other critters and words and things, but this one is more seasonal. So you've got more bit of Thanksgiving stuff, but an owl, which is super cute, and there's also a scarecrow, but there's also these beautiful Christmassy characters. I'll get it in focus. There you go. So super, super cute. And I have played and made a card with it, and I forgot that I was going to share that with you, and I don't know where I moved it off to. I'll just see if it's here beside me. No, I don't know what I've done with it. I don't know what I've done with that. Oh, did I put it back in the pack? I did the reindeer, and, well, I'll quickly show you that. I don't know that I have put it in here. So what's very different about this set is there is a die cut for cutting your acetate. Instead of using the special acetate, it's rather pricey. They've actually given us this die cut to create our animation elements, and they've also given us a die cut to make the moving part. So there is a bit of a knack to getting this cut. Okay, you do need a couple of extra shims. So I cut 2 extra circles, and I added those to the top when I ran it through my embossing machine. I ran it through a few times, so you do need to run it through a few times, backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, because it's such an intricate die here. Okay, but that's all I had to do. If your embossing machine plates are very warped, you will probably find it will have problems cutting. But my Big Shot plates are very well loved. They're not actually warped, but they definitely have lots of cuts in them. So all I did was made some extra pieces to go in the middle, because that's where you definitely need more pressure on those intricate pieces. Now, I wish I knew what I did with my card. So you still get a stack, a 6 by 6 inch stack of pattern paper. So these are like shrunk down patterns. So they started out as 12 by 12 sheets. These are from this Christmas and last Christmas. But they didn't just cut the 12 by 12 sheets down into 6 by 6 inch. They actually shrunk the pattern down. So they actually made the pattern smaller and more suitable for using on card. So, so to give you an example, this is the scrapbooking size, and that's the cards. So you see the size difference. Okay, so they've definitely shrunk them down to make them more suitable for card making. So they are a lot of fun, and my goodness, lots and lots of cards to make out of that. So I am hoping to get some time to do some more cards. Definitely before Christmas, I do want to send out some more, definitely send and give out some more cards than I have already. So I don't know what I've done with that blessed card. That is really annoying, because I thought I had it to show you. And it doesn't look like I have. I'll have to find it and put a picture up. Okay. So we've got a 10-minute warning come up. So this is the last card we're making tonight. So what we might do is do as much as we can on this, and we'll come back in, definitely. Are you girls happy to come back in after we get thrown out this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And if we finish the card quickly, which we probably will finish it rather quickly, we can just chat and, you know, we'll find something to talk about, because that's what we do. All right, so this is a close-up of the finished card. Santa is looking rather swanky on his beach towel. I'm going to move it back. I'll move it down a little bit so you can get a full shot. There you go. Belle, are you happy not to get a shot?
Oh yes, no, that's fine. Thank you. I think
Yeah.
I think it was in the other one I got with the 3 together.
Well, there will be pictures of these cards up on my on the VIP group as well, so you will get the photos there.
Yeah,
so I have used alcohol, the tri-blend, Spectrum Noir tri-blend markers that we carry. I've used those. I have actually added some new colours to my range, because we now carry another set which came out in July, or actually the 1st of September, I think, when the new catalogue started. So I have used some of the new colours to blend his pants and his hat. So instead of having a really, really bright pair of underpants and hat, I thought I would mute them down. So I've gone over them with antique, I think it's called Antique Red. antique pink. Trusty carry case. Old carry case. So I did dark red first, but then I went over it in, here we go, antique pink. So I actually got, out of the new set, I've only ordered a couple of colours so far, antique pink and antique blue blend. So the blue blend is a really good match. I think I tried this out. It is a good match though for the bluebell, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, so that tones with the bluebell. Probably can't see it too well, it's too far away, and maybe the lighting's not the best. And then the antique pink is a bit like the desert rose, the new cardstock desert rose colour, but in maybe a lighter form. That I've just used the light end, and that's the darker end. So that's definitely the new desert rose colour.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So we've got 3 new ready coloured cardstocks. We've got cinnamon, we've got desert rose, and what's the other one? Oh, so cinnamon, desert rose, and goodness gracious, scarlet. That's it. So of course our cardstock has a front and a back, so you have the regular colour on one side and then a lighter colour on the other side. So with those new colours, there is quite a similar look to one side. Now I'm going to quickly show you for the these little pieces. I have embossed with white embossing powder. I have used this beautiful stamp set called the Beachside Season Greetings. So it's a very cute little set. So it's a B1731, so it was a B size stamp. So you get lots of little bits and pieces in there. So you've got these letters obviously that will say joy, they say peace, and you use the little shells here to make the O. And you can use a star to make the A in peace, and plus you've got season greetings. So for this card I did put season greetings on it. There you are. So why I've got that folded back to front, I'm not exactly sure, but you do have, is yours on the inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
I must have folded them back to front. I don't know why I did that. It was probably to remind you or to tell you that if you're using alcohol pens, I think that's what I was thinking. If you're using alcohol pens on here, it will bleed through. So on my original, see on where I've colored, it's bled through a little. If that annoys you, you might want to stick a piece of photocopy paper or another piece of something in there. But otherwise, I think that's why I did that. I don't know. Other than that, I can't tell you. But for this, we're going to do a little bit of tearing. So with your shells on the green piece, this is evergreen, by the way, and this is the light side. If you flip it over, you'll see it's darker on the back. I've chosen the lighter side here. And why am I not getting a warning? Oh, there you go. Got 1.5 minutes, girls. So we are going, so what, there's this way, I'm left-handed. You do it the way that suits you. I'm just actually going to turn it around, but you need to tear it towards you, you want to get the white center, so you need to actually tear it towards you. So if you're right-handed, you might find it okay to just tear it that way. I'm left-handed, so I needed to turn it around. Okay, so that's going to go there. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit rough. Mine's definitely a little bit rough. So on the red, this is candy apple, and I've used the lighter side of the candy apple, and you can see the difference here. One, I don't know if you can, but this is the lighter, and on this one I did the darker side. So for this one, we're actually tearing across the top. Okay, we're down to a minute, girls, so if we get cut off, you know what to do. Come back in. And then these are going to be stuck
Very
down like so, all right? Just leaving 1/8 of an inch gap along the edges. And then we're going to colour this. Cut it out, or you could almost use a trimmer, except for his toes. And then he's going to go over the top. Now, I need to make sure my card's folded the right way. And your pieces should fit underneath the sentiment like so.